Hi again, guys. Boyd back with you, and welcome back to part 3 of our DJ Scratchy and Chevy Cheeseburger box stock group build. I'm really having a lot of fun with this, guys, and I've been putting some more work in on it. This is my Petty Charger again, the 73 car that he raced for the NASCAR season that year. And today I started out by test fitting the body on the chassis just to see what the rake and everything was going to look like. I'm really pleased with it. You can see, hopefully in this shot here, you can see how nice the finish turned out on the car and how beautiful and glossy it is and how well those decals laid down. Got our little white pinstriping there. And again, I'm really happy with the overall stance on the car. Came out really good. There's quite a bit more detail to do on the body. We're going to go around the windows with a silver Sharpie, the front glass and the back glass. I noticed looking at the pictures of this car that the trim around there doesn't really look chrome. I was going to use the bare metal foil, but it's not supposed to be quite that chrome looking. It's more of an aluminum look. And same thing on the grill here. And then down there's a sort of vent area there in the valance. We got to do that. And then there's the rear bumper, which it looks in the pictures like the rear bumper is chrome on the edges, and the center insert of it, where the taillights normally would be, is sort of an aluminum finish. So we'll do that too and detail all that out. We're going to be working on the internal part next, the roll cage, the interior. Interestingly enough, the dashboard was actually wooden in these cars, at least the faceplate on the old NASCAR cars, so we'll paint it up in a simulated wood look and put the gauges and everything in there. And here you can see the massive elephant motor, otherwise known as a 426 Hemi. Again, these things just absolutely ruled at the racetrack back in the day. These were just massive, powerful engines, and they're kind of legendary. And I'm really pleased with the detail that they give you with this kit. You can see it comes with the plug wires. There's all kinds of hoses that we have to hook up on this, but you can see I've got a lot of colors going on here. I matched up that Hemi orange. I mixed that myself. And then you can see I've got the shift linkage on the trans, and there's even carburetor linkage there at the top. And I really like the detail on this. Like I said, the distributor and everything is fully detailed. The alternator brackets there. Everything's there pretty much on this motor. So really happy with it. It turned out great. And she's going to be cool sitting in the chassis. Really looks detailed. I've got to gently heat the headers a little bit too, and move them around just a little bit. I tried test fitting the motor in the car, and it's a really tight fit, so I'm going to have to work with those a little bit to get her to sit down in there. But what I'm going to do is come back, and we're going to take the body back off of this thing, and we're going to start building up the roll cage, and I'll take you through that today. So we'll be back on the bench set up with that. Be right back in a second, guys. Welcome back, everybody. Well, here I am again with you, and I've got a lot done on it now. You can see I've got pretty much the chassis. I spent about 4 hours or so. Got the chassis all put together. I pre-painted all these parts, and then I just assembled it, and I just did some touching up on it here and there after I connected all the joints. But you can see this thing is packed with detail, guys. I really love this. You can see we've got the all the fuel lines here on the carburetor, the splitter down to the fuel pump, and then up here we've got the radiator line on the upper and lower to the overflow up here. And we've got the oil cooler lines up to the little oil cooler box, which has its own separate intake, air intake. And then down on the bottom, we've got our cooler lines here, and everything's been done really nice on the bottom side. Exhaust fit on it really good. Like I said, I had to make a little adjustment on these headers. You can see we've got the rear end in place looking good and everything. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. One little detail I want to point out on this that I thought was really cool is you can see they've got this wrought iron RP for Richard Petty headrest that he had in his car back in the day too, which I think is neat. Although it's kind of amazing that they didn't have a padded headrest behind that, but I guess they were tough guys back in the day. Here you can see we did the wooden dash as well. I've got the gauges all detailed out in that, and you can see it's even got the little chrome charger word that I painted on the dash. And everything turned out really great on this, guys. I'm really happy with it. So the body here is just about ready to go on the car. I just put the glass in a little while ago, so I'm going to let this dry overnight. But you can see I did my silver around the window here with my Sharpie. I think it turned out really good. Nice and crisp. And then here, the same thing at the rear. I've got the grill installed in it. And I did some work there to make it look sort of like that mesh that they had on the front end of the car. Same thing down here on the bottom. and really coming out good. There's a lot of detail on this body yet to do. The hood pins, there's some inserts here for the doors, there's a little chrome piece down here, the rear bumper and the spoiler, a few other little details like that, but that's all small stuff. Here's one thing that I thought was really cool that came with this model too. These are actually inserts that go inside the body that I did in silver to make it look like that sheet metal look. You can see they've got all the rivet detail and everything on there. And then here's our rear bumper. And we did that like we talked about with the chrome around the edge and the aluminum insert there. So that turned out really good. We've got our final decals all put on that. So everything's ready to go. Like I said, I'm just going to let this thing dry overnight, guys, and then I'm going to come back tomorrow, and that'll be the last video in this series, guys. It'll all be finished up. I'm happy to say that I'll have it finished on time, too. Got a little bit of a late start, but we got caught back up. So that's going to be a wrap for this one, guys. Again, thanks again to DJ Scratchy and Chevy Cheeseburger for doing this. I thought it was a lot of fun. Hope you guys do another one. And I think it's great for the modeling community out there. So hope you all are having fun with your builds. And I've seen some beautiful ones on the different YouTube channels that I've seen posting these. So good work to all you guys. Okay, guys, take care. We'll be back, and we'll see you next time. And until then, everybody, happy modeling.
The adrenaline's pumping right inside those motor cars. The driver is as excited now as he was before they asked, "Gentlemen, start your engine."
Somebody told me that before the race that Richard said that I wouldn't outslick him this time, you know, that he was going to beat me. He was faster than I was, really, and the only way I could beat him was to draft by him on the last lap.
The reason I'm wanting to move up in front of him is keep him to get a draft to come back. So I said, if I clear him and get in front of him, then that means he's going to have to figure a way back around.
Petty goes back in front. They both spin. They're in the wall. Petty is sliding, slamming into the wall. He's coming down toward the finish line. Will he make it? He's still moving. The car stops 300, 400 feet shy of the finish line. Pearson is still running.
Here comes Pearson. Pearson is going to try to make it across the finish line. Petty has his car going. Pearson's going to win it. Oh, gosh, Mangle, he wins the race.
When he come up there, he said, "What happened?" I said, "Hit me."